perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Muchimba. So today I am going to be giving you guys a life update. So it's very cold right now, so if I sniff a bit, don't worry. And I'll probably wear a jersey. I think let me wear my jumper because it's cold. I started to feel a bit cold. Oh, my highlights. Okay. Anyway, so I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted a life update or if you wanted me to just continue posting videos like nothing happened, and you guys said you wanted a life update. So your wish is my command. Here I am giving you guys that. And if you want to be like, if you don't want to be missing out on these small posts that I do and all that, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Muchimba_Nicole. So anyway, I'm talking a lot. Let's get right into the video. So first things first, I wasn't posting videos for a while, like I think a little over a month, and it's because I had a lot, or not really a lot, but I had some things going on with me in my life that made me a bit overwhelmed, and I even physically couldn't function. Emotionally I was in a mess and everything. So I'm going to just break it down to you guys. I'm not going to explain too much because this video is going to be too long if I do that, so I'm going to just break it down to you guys. So as you guys know, I was in Clemson since March. I had to go and quarantine from there because I couldn't stay in my town, because I live alone. I couldn't stay alone here. So I went to Clemson with my friends, and Algeria was on lockdown, so I couldn't come back. There was no public transport, there was nothing, and we kept hoping like, no, they're going to open the public transport again and all that stuff. So like, oh, we keep waiting and what. So months started passing, and like, you know, things were not improving. You know, cases were getting worse, and like everything was just bad. It started improving at some point, but then, like, you know, it still wasn't enough for them to open the country again. So my residency, which is what we call it a carte séjour here. So yeah, my residence permit, like my something that works as my student visa, was set to expire in August on the 28th. So I was supposed to come back and renew it from my town, which is Constantine. I couldn't renew it from Clemson because I don't learn there. So as August was approaching, you know, I was starting to get worried and stressed because I was like, what am I going to do? You know, my thing is expiring. How am I going to renew it? There's no public transport. Flights were not moving. You know, like nothing was moving. So yeah, the date started approaching, and I had to come back here despite there not being transport. So which means I had to pay a lot of money to get on a private taxi. I'm not going to say exactly how much it was, but it was a lot of money. So that started to stress me a lot. Like I started feeling a bit under pressure because, you know, like, where was I going to get it from? We hadn't yet been paid and all that stuff, you know. So I had to trouble my mom, and like there's just a lot that was going on. I had to like I had to figure out how I was going to move. So I managed, and I traveled to Constantine. So I got here and I went and submitted my papers. Normally I'm supposed to start doing the process like 3 months before, but then because of Corona we were told you can submit late, they'll consider us. So yeah, I took my papers to the police guy and everything, and he told me, like, I got all the necessary stuff. There's this paper that you even pay for, it's like 6,000 dinars. So I paid for that. I got all the necessary documents that I needed. So I go to this police guy, and you know what he tells me? He's like, no, your scolarité is your inscription paper at school, like the one that shows that, oh, she's in first year, she's in second year, she's in third year at this school. So because the academic year is not yet done, my inscription paper, which is my scolarité, was saying that it's the year 2019-2020, which is not yet done because we still have second semester, which we are doing now. So yeah, this guy started telling me, no, we can't start processing your new permit because your scolarité says 2019-2020. So I tried to explain to him to say the academic year is not yet done, so I can't have a new scolarité. But this man said, no, there's nothing we can do, we just have to wait until the new academic year starts, which is like in November, December. So I'm like, okay, all right then. So I sat for like 2 weeks. And then another thing also which was stressing me, that was now the police part. Then when I came back, I reached straight to my residence. I came straight to my residence when I had arrived in Constantine. And then when I reached, the guys told me, it was a Thursday. Then they told me, no, we can't allow you to enter. And I said, why? And they said, no, they were not given authorization by the director to allow me to enter because there was no one living in the residence. Like you guys know, I'm the only black student here. Everyone else is like Algerian, so they had gone home and what. So they told me there was nobody in the residence, I couldn't stay alone, and there was nothing I could do. So like the taxi guy who brought me is the one who tried to talk to them in Arabic, and they allowed me at least to put my bags in my room. Then I did that. I just got a few things I needed. Then I called my friend Yara and I asked if I could stay at her place. So I went and stayed at her place like for almost a week. So now, like while I was there, that's when I did that process for the police. You guys will have to forgive me, I suck at narrating stuff, but yeah. So I did the process for the police while I was there, and I was just waiting. Then we started like hoping we'd hear something from school so that we resume school. Like I am still here because I still have like some modules that I have to do and some exams that I have to write. So that's what's keeping me here. And you know, it started stressing me out because I was supposed to be home in July and this is October and I'm still here. So that was also stressing me out. And after traveling, I became broke because my money finished. I used it for that, and then I had to buy a few cosmetics when I reached Constantine and some food and other stuff. So like I was so broke, it was even sad. Anyway, so yeah, then afterwards I had to move from Yara's place. I went to the other city, which is my other friend's city, Natasha's city. So I went to stay that side. I stayed there for like, was it a week or so? A week or two, something like that. Yeah, I stayed at Natasha's city that side. I was staying in one of the rooms there. Then from there I came back to my city. I was just like, please, can I come and stay here? Wanted me to come back to my residence. So finally that was, you know, a positive. So like that moving around from one place to another, also like I'm living here, next minute I'm in this place, next minute I'm this side, that was also stressful. Like I didn't, like it wasn't even making me in the mood to like film or what, because I was always stressed by something. Then in the process of all that, like while I was living at Natasha's place, I had to submit my final project, which had a few problems. So my friend and I had to figure that out. So that was another thing that was stressing me. Then what else? Oh yeah, we're not supposed to have soutenance. Soutenance is like your final presentation before you graduate and all that. So we're not supposed to have soutenance, but then we're just surprised our prof said, no, you're going to have soutenance, So my friend and I had to prepare for that. So I was a bit stressed about that also, because I had to catch up, I had to revise, I had to do that. So yeah, like all these things were just like, everything was just really getting to me, because it's like I kept asking myself, like, why is it that things are not going on, you know, like what's happening? Why is it that after one thing, you know, one thing after another, one thing after another? And I was really in a bad mental state, because I started to feel a bit depressed and sad with everything that was going on and all that. Then the worst of the worst, the police guy called me. Then he told me, no, come and get your papers because you're supposed to transfer to another police station. So I went and I got my papers, and I went to this new police station and I found a woman there. This woman was nice to me, And she told me, I explained to her my situation to say I'm supposed to leave, so like I just need something to, like I need something that I can be moving around with, because you can't be moving around without legal papers here. So yeah, I told the lady, and she was just like, no, we can't. First it was the issue about the scholarity, she was also saying that, and then I told her there's nothing I can do because the academic year hasn't yet ended. Then she said, no, okay, let me write you something that I can, like, that you take to this certain place, and when you go there they're going to help you, they're going to give you a paper. So I said okay, and she wrote that thing for me, and I got some money from my friend for transport, and I went to that place. I had never been there before. It's a place called Daxi. I went there, had never been there before. I kept asking whatever she wrote for me on the small paper, the directions. I kept asking people, excuse me, where's this place or this place, until I found it. And then when I reached there, I found some nice man at the reception. Then he directed me and told me, go on top, like go to this man's office, and he's the one who's going to be in, like he's the one who's in charge of you, he's the one who's going to help you. So I went, you guys. This man, upon me just reaching, he was shouting, qu'est-ce que tu veux ici? Whatever. Let me just say, okay, let me say it in English. Just like, what do you want here? What are you looking for here? Then I explained to him to say, the police has sent me. What police? We don't work with the police here. Then I told him, like, no, it's for the what do you call it? I don't know how to say it in English. Prolongation. You guys understand? Like, yeah, prolongation of my permit. And then he starts saying, he was talking just like this. The Ministry of Shani doesn't, what, on top of his voice, I'm literally right there with him in his office. The Ministry of what does not allow what in this. It states that you have to do all this, you have to do whatever. It's not administrative anymore. I'm trying to translate it in my head to English. It's like, it's not administrative, it has to be done systematically. What? So me, I was looking, I was shocked. I'm like, why is he yelling at me? And then I don't like being yelled at. I easily cry when someone shouts at me. I'm just going to break down and start crying. So this man was really like, he was shouting, and then it was so unnecessary because, hello, I've just been sent here, so why are you shouting at me? Then I gave him, I'm like, no, she gave me this paper for it. He didn't even read the paper properly. This is nothing. He threw it back to me. At that point I was just like, oh my god. I tried to fight the tears back, but I couldn't. I cried. Like, I cried so much. Then he started shouting at me, why are you crying? What's there to cry about? What? I just told him, I'm like, no, Messi, I've had a very rough time, and this same process, like, it's been very rough for me because I submitted my papers a long time ago, and people are telling me you can't do this because of that, which is strange because my friend Shaban and I, we had the same expiration date for our stuff. We do, like him, he does from a different police because of where he lives, but then his papers were like, it wasn't difficult. He submitted, 2 weeks later they gave him a small provision that he can be using. But for me, oh my god, it was just one stressful thing after another, and that man was just the worst of all. I cried, and he just told me, there's nothing I can do. Go back to your policewoman and tell her that I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do it illegally, whatever. I just got the paper and I stood outside. I gave myself a moment. I really cried. And then when I came down the stairs, now when I was passing through the reception, the nice guy that I met, it's like everybody who was downstairs could hear that this man was shouting at me. So he looked at me and then he said, are you okay? And I just said, I'm fine. I stood outside. I just went like outside near the gate. I cried. Like, I really cried. I was so sad. And then some 2 policemen came and they asked me what's wrong, and I explained to them, and they told me, no, don't worry about it and all that. So I came back to the police lady now, the one who sent me, and I explained to her what happened. I said I went that side and this is what your man told me, and he shouted at me. So yeah, there's nothing I can do now. So she was just like, okay, you just use this paper that I wrote for you. She's like, she explained it, she wrote it, it's an explanation in Arabic that's stating that no, her thingy expired and da. So when people read it, they're not going to give me problems. So she just said, if you need anything, just come here and all that. That's how I then came back to my room. Then I had a breakdown. Like, I sat down on the floor literally, and I cried so much, and like I felt like I just felt sad and alone, and I felt like I didn't deserve the way I was treated, and like everything, the way everything was just going was just bad. So like I cried so much. And then yeah, I had to like start trying to pick myself up and try to like bring my mood back, you know, and like just make myself feel better and like back to my normal self. So yeah, things started looking up a bit. They brought an official date for when we're going to open school, which was this this Monday. Yeah, that's when we opened. I had my first class. I'm so excited about that. And you know, at least we've learned. We are only left with like one lesson or two lessons next week. Then I'll be writing exams by the end of this month. And yeah, so like that was something positive, you know, like I wasn't so broke anymore, and like things started just looking up slowly but sure, you know. And yeah, like I just told myself, you know what, you need to snap out of this, you need to bring yourself back, and you need to be you again, because I also wasn't comfortable being like that. So one day I just like knelt down, and like I had a long worship and prayer session just here in my room. Like I prayed so hard, and I just thought God to like take me back to the way I was, because I was feeling myself getting very, very, very depressed, and it wasn't an ideal situation, especially with the fact that I live alone. So yeah, I prayed about it, and I started to feel better about everything. And that's when I did my video for the iOS 14 thing. Although somebody noticed like I wasn't completely myself, but I tried to like at least be my usual self. Then after that, you know, I started to feel a bit more alive. I did my, what do you call that video, Would You Rather, and whatever. I filmed it that time, and like it just, you know, it brought back my mojo. And then yeah, I started to feel better, and I wanted to just continue posting videos, but then you guys wanted a life update, so this is a life update. That's what was going on with me, and that's why I was off for a while. But your girl is back. I'm back, and I think I'm better this time, because I feel more confident, I feel more happy, like I feel more energetic. I don't know, I just feel so much better. Like after everything, just, you know, I feel so much better, and I'm in a better place right now. Like my head, everything just about me, like I'm in a better place. So yeah, that's what was going on. So right now I'm just waiting to, you know, write exams, and we'll see, hopefully I make it. And yeah, so I think that's it. That was the life update. I hope it's not too long, but anyway, I'm not even going to tell you guys to thumbs up the video or whatever. Like it was just me updating you guys on what happened. And from now on, I'm going to try to be consistent. Upload Thursday. We'll be going strong every week. We'll be putting, hopefully December will catch us at a good time, so that we can do vlogmas. And yeah, let's just keep going, let's keep the channel growing and all that. So yeah, that's it. Until next time, bye.